What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ask for Cheap, the space for you to get verified facts about your health and wellness. I've been receiving tons of questions about the ketogenic diet, but what is the ketogenic diet and is the ketogenic diet a right fit for you? As you know, I love to give you the best information out there as possible, so for this specific topic, I decided to invite a preventive cardiology dietitian. Here's all you need to know before you try the keto diet. Thank you so much, Michelle. I am so happy to work once again with you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Before we start, share a little bit about yourself, who you are and what you do and what's your specialty.
Sure. So my name's Michelle. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I specialize in preventative cardiology. That category is really anybody who's at high risk of a heart attack or stroke, and really creating awareness around this topic, but also providing one-on-one instruction to help reduce people who are at risk of heart attacks and stroke. And this can really range from people who are overweight to people who have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, abdominal adiposity, which just means the weight centered around the abdomen region, diabetes, prediabetes, fatty liver disease. It's a lot of chronic disease management and prevention.
I love your account because you're always posting amazing content about heart health. When I started seeing all that, I needed to talk to you about the keto diet or ketogenic diet that is very trendy right now. There is a lot of contradictory information that is saying that it's good for you, but it's bad for your heart. So let's start with what is the ketogenic diet?
So the ketogenic diet is a high fat and low carb diet. So usually the standard ketogenic diet is 75% fat, 5% carbs. And that can go anywhere from 25 grams to 50 grams of carbs to elicit your body to go through ketosis. Ketosis is when your brain fuels on carbohydrates. The blood sugar makes your brain work. So if your body is not getting that blood sugar, it's going to find other sources of energy to break down into blood sugar. So when you're having a high fat diet and not enough carbs, your body is breaking down these fats and producing ketones. And that is allowing you to use fat for energy. And your body gets, in the beginning, your body doesn't really know how to do it, but it gets more efficient when you're doing it for a longer period of time.
And how does keto helps with weight loss?
So like any other fad diet, you're restricting calories in a sense because you're getting fuller on fat. If you're somebody who likes to eat a lot of carbs, if you tell yourself you can't because you're on this diet, you're going to lose weight because A, you're restricting yourself on something that you know is a weakness. That's A. And B, you're losing a lot of water weight and a lot of muscle on the diet. So that can cause weight loss. The issue is that can you do this forever? If you can't, the moment you get off of this ketogenic diet, you're going to gain weight and you're going to gain more weight back because your body now has lost muscle, and muscle actually has a quicker metabolic rate than fat. And so you are slowing down your metabolism and you're going to gain back all of the weight that you lost and add more.
What is the difference between the keto diet and other fat diets? Are there any benefits?
The keto diet is just like any other fat diet. If you have strict rules and you're following strict guidelines, you're going into a calorie restriction. And so your body is going to therefore lose the weight, whether it's water weight, whether it's something else. The issue is the ketogenic diet can put you at a lot of risk of deficiency. I've seen people in my practice who come in with folate deficiencies, biotin, selenium, magnesium, vitamin A. Depending on how you incorporate what a ketogenic diet means, you can be vitamin deficient and you can also do detriments to your heart. I've seen people who have cholesterols in the 500 and they're like, I don't understand. I was on the keto diet. Why did it go up so high? And they're eating loads of fat and the fat source is not accounted for. So if somebody goes on a keto diet and they're not followed by a doctor or a dietitian or someone who understands vitamin and mineral deficiencies, they can be very likely deficient in a lot of vitamins. And they're also going to be taking in a lot of saturated fat because the fat source might not matter. So if you're eating bacon and butter and all this saturated fat to get in that 75% of your diet of fat, you're clogging your arteries. You're putting yourself at risk for a heart attack and stroke.
A question I received last week: can I build muscle while I'm in the keto diet?
If you're eating 75% fat, you're only really allowing for 20% protein intake. So your body is not in the state to muscle build. It's also busy trying to convert fat into carbs, which is a much longer process than if you converted carbs. So that's one thing. And also your carb stores are empty. And when you're working out, your body uses carbs to fuel itself. So now you're making your body overwork to break down ketones, the fat, into carbs for your workout. So it's not very easy to make that happen.
What are the dangers of being in a ketosis state?
Quite rare in people who don't have type 1 diabetes. People with type 1 diabetes, when they have excess ketones, it can actually cause their blood to go into ketoacidosis, where their blood becomes acidic. And when your blood becomes acidic, it causes damage to multiple organs like the liver, kidneys, and heart. So it's the #1 cause of death in type 1 diabetics. So it's super important that a lot of these diets, anyone will be like, oh, you want to lose weight, or oh, you're diabetic, you should go on the keto diet. You don't need any carbs. You're going to control your diabetes. It needs to be with a big sign of caution ahead, because everyone's different and everyone is on different medications. They have different past medical histories, and that's super important. The other thing I want to touch upon though is, I don't know the exact term, but when you first start the ketogenic diet, everyone feels hangry and angry and fatigued, and that should be an alarm. Your body's telling you, I don't want to be in this state. You're making me do something I don't want to do. You should listen to that, because your body is telling you a big signal. Within the first week of after they implement my strategies and my advice, they're like, I've never had this much energy in my life. Like, that is a much better saying than I feel like crap.
Yeah, and not even only with keto diets. Also, it happens to people when they do these detox diets, when they're only juicing for like a week. The body, it's your guideline.
And even speaking to detox diets, right? Your kidneys and liver are the best detoxifiers. Let them do their job.
I know. I keep saying too much information out there, and you don't even know who to believe anymore.
The quick fix, I think that's super important. Nothing is quick, right? You didn't gain all this weight overnight. You have to be patient, and it will come if you are patient and honest and true to yourself.
What is your intake on intermittent fasting?
So intermittent fasting, actually studies have shown that it can be helpful with a lot of chronic diseases and weight loss. My take on it though is, if you can do intermittent fasting for the rest of your life, go ahead. It's great. You're gonna have less calorie intake, and usually the intermittent fasting period is at night. It prevents the nighttime grazing that's usually very associated with, excess weight gain. The caveat is, if you cannot do this for the rest of your life, then you shouldn't do it, because the moment that you stop eating from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or whatever it is, you're gonna gain that weight back and more, because your body has slowed down its metabolic rate during that time period. So studies are really looking at people who are doing it for a long period of time and sustaining that. So the sustaining is the super important part that we need to really highlight.
So if someone is trying to lose weight and they are thinking about the ketogenic diet, what would be your advice?
I believe in long-term implementation. If you can't do something for 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, then it's not worth it. There's no magic pill to weight loss. You don't want to lose, I know everyone wants to fit in a dress or to lose, 30 pounds in a week. But when you do that, you're actually causing a lot of pressure on your organs, specifically your liver, your kidneys, and your heart, and doing more damage than good. If you want to lose weight, I think the first thing is finding out the root cause. A lot of my clients have a lot of inflammation, and when we tackle that, then their weight loss becomes so easy. If people have vitamin deficiencies, that's hampering weight loss. A lot of people who have vitamin D deficiencies specifically, that's hampering weight loss. And so it's the whole picture. I'm really a believer in sustainability. If you can't do this for the rest of your life, then it's not something that you want, because when you are exposed to fad dieting and consistently going through this up and down weight fluctuation, you are slowing down your metabolism. And that makes it so much harder to lose weight and keep it off in the future. You want to rev your metabolism. You want to have a well-balanced diet that has all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, macronutrients that you need to thrive. Your body needs carbohydrates for your brain to function. Your body needs healthy fat for your brain and your whole body to function. It's the same thing with protein. You need all three components. And once you take a whole food group out of your diet, deficiencies happen. Causes actually an environment where chronic conditions and chronic diseases flourish. We want to avoid that. And it's not a restrictive diet. Restrictive diets don't work, because the second you go off of there, you're going to want to go eat any carb in your sight because your body craves it so much, it yearns it so much. And that also can cause disordered eating. And that's something you want to avoid. You want to have a healthy relationship with food. And once you restrict too much, you're not allowing that to happen.
All right, Michelle, where can we contact you if anyone has any questions or would like to work with you?
Of course. So I'm on Instagram at Heart Health Nutritionist. You can email me at michelle@entirelynourished.com, or you can also find me on my website and my blog at entirelynourished.com.
So there you have it. As with any other fat diet, the best thing to do is to always consult with an expert. You also need to remember that nutrition is a very personal thing. Things that might work for me might not work for you, and vice versa. Your nutrition is the base for your health. So instead of playing around without really knowing what's happening in our bodies, get the information straight from the source. Remember, don't ask Google, ask 𝐿𝐿𝐵.